All right, so we just talked about that early slate of windows. Maryland taking on Florida, BYU squaring off against Alabama. The late slate, Cooper Flagg and Duke taking on Arizona. That one at 9:39 p.m. Eastern. And Arkansas facing off against Texas Tech. Back here, Kyle Boone, Avery Johnson. All right, Caleb Love, he needs no introduction to the Duke Blue Devils. Duke fans are probably still sick from what he did to this program not too long ago. Just a quick reminder, he helped end Coach K's career a couple years ago, handing him a loss in his final home game and final game period in the Final Four. How much confidence, different situation now, obviously, but how much confidence do you think Love is coming into this game with, going up against this Duke team that he's familiar with?
He's got to be feeling very confident coming into this matchup. And even after their second round game, I think he was asked, like, what are you looking forward to with this Duke matchup? And he kind of paused. And then he proceeded with his answer, like, I don't want to give them bulletin board material, but there's a certain edge when you play Duke, and especially having been a former Tar Heel. They played earlier this season, Arizona and Duke did. They lost that game, Arizona did. So I think Love, the way he's playing right now, playing with a lot of confidence, he has to be very excited to draw a matchup against Duke in this Sweet 16 tonight.
Yeah, just think 2 years ago, this kid tried to transfer to Michigan and couldn't get in. There was something wrong with his transcript. And now he lands at Arizona. And once he gets it going, he can be unstoppable. So I think more than what Caleb Love, how he approaches his game, what does Duke do with Caleb Love, especially in those pick and roll situations? Because if they're in that straight drop, is what we call it, or zone with the big guy, he's going to destroy that coverage. They have to get up at the point of attack and really attack those pick and rolls and try to reroute him and make him give the ball up. That's going to be a big point of emphasis for Duke's defense.
If you look at this Duke team, I think there was a collective sigh of relief when we got the news that Cooper Flagg was going to be okay and be able to play in this tournament after he went down with that ankle injury. I mean, the freshmen clearly are not bothered by that ankle whatsoever, putting on a show, leading the way for Duke. What have you seen from him in those past two games, Kyle?
The fact that they really have not had him immediately come in and be the all-everything savior, I think that says more about Duke than it does maybe about Flagg. Flagg is a superstar. I think he's been the best player in college basketball. But Duke has so many other pieces. Tyrese Proctor is playing at probably the best level that he's played since he's been a Blue Devil. They have Sion James. They have Kamen Malawach. His size down low. So, Flagg has been very comfortable in his own role. He can score, he can pass, he can block shots. He is the anchor of that Duke defense that is top 5 in college basketball. But I think the fact that they have not consistently needed him to bail them out. This team is so deep, they're so experienced, and the fact that Flagg is just another of the many pieces on this team kind of speaks to the strength and the scariness of this Duke team.
Well, a couple of things on Flagg. Number one, before I get into his game, when Flagg decided to play in that first game, I thought that was a huge emotional boost for his team, because you're basically the consensus first pick in the NBA draft, mock draft, right? So for you to say, okay, I don't know what's going to happen in that first game, I have to be there for my team. And I think that was a huge boost for them. The second thing is, he's much better on defense than people give him credit for. He can really guard. And for a freshman, normally that's the last thing to come is the defense. But he's outstanding on the ball, off the ball, the way he communicates. And then offensively, I like, even with the injury, is really showing that he's getting better and better. In transition, he's scoring. He's backdoor cutting. He's running the pick and roll, handling the ball. He's setting screens. He's posting up. So he's doing it all and putting it all together. And now he's had a couple of days off to continue to get that rehab. I think he's going to be phenomenal in this Sweet 16 game.
The maturity, too, as just a freshman. It's just impressive to see.